Okay, can you hear my voice? Yes, test 1, 2, 3. Today we are doing a live unboxing for one of the latest products from MikroTik. So it was announced just a couple of days ago. If you are a subscriber of the MikroTik newsletter, so it's a newsletter 128. Okay, so inside the newsletter, you see that MikroTik knows that they have a 400 gigabit switch. Okay, yeah, so it's the first 400 interface switch with the 400 interface from MikroTik. Right? Okay, so let's go through the brochure. Okay, so for those that doesn't know who is MikroTik, okay, so MikroTik is a manufacturer of computer networks products that are based in Latvia. So why they are very different from other vendors is the first, for MikroTik products, regardless whether that we are looking at a switch or routers or access point, so they are using the same software. Okay, software name is RouterOS. So this software is basically in-house developed by their engineers. So in case of any features development, any bug fixes or security fixes, they can do it in a very short time. This is an in-house software based on the Linux kernel. Right? So this one is being used in the router, in the switches, and the access point. So what does it mean? So it means that regardless which devices, or hardware devices that you purchase, right, it has the same sort of features. So for MikroTik, there's no hidden cost. All right, you don't need to pay additional fee to activate dynamic routing, BGP, or VPN, or any other features inside. So basically, there's no hidden cost. Right hardware comes with a software license, pay one-time fee, that's it. It's yours. Right? So what are the difference between all these devices, like the one that we are looking at right now, which is the CRS812-8DS-2DQ? Okay. The differences are CPU, memory, and also the type of the network interfaces that the device has. Okay. There may be other specific features that might not exist in all hardware, but that is usually down to the hardware design. Okay. But generally speaking, all these types of hardware, router switches, access point, they have the same features. If you see a BGP on a MikroTik router, you can also configure it on the switch. You can configure it on access point. So what are the differences? Just now I mentioned that CPU is the memory and it's the type of neural interface. So CPU and memory will translate down to the performance of the hardware. So that performance could be usually for the features that you utilize the CPU. For example, routing performance, firewall, right, and network throughput for the NAT, right, and so on. So these are just a performance different, but you could use any type of devices to configure whatever features that is available inside the RouterOS. So like myself, I have used it for my home router connected to the 10G broadband, and I have a VPN activated with WireGuard. I have hotspot features to manage my users, and also my firewall, okay, to filter all the traffic. Okay. So let's proceed to today's live unboxing. So we received this unit. We are probably the earliest receiver of the units in Asia for the CRS812, and this is also the latest model from MikroTik. And we have been looking forward for such devices, particularly the switch that can cater above 1 gigabit per second port. So CRS812 DDQ. Okay, so this is the first switch from MikroTik that support 400 gig interface. Okay, and specifically they are using the QSFP56DD standards. Okay, so there are 2 ports that support 400 gig. Okay, they also come with 2 ports that support QSFP56, which is the 200 gig, and 8 ports of the 50G SFP56. Okay, and the last is 2 of the ports are actually a 10G ports. Okay, and they also label this as a management port. All right, but management port doesn't mean that you can't use it. Okay, to the device, like the MikroTik system itself, all of these are just a demo port. Okay, so 10G although it's labeled as a management or boot port, you still could use it as a network interface. Okay, but it's 10G RJ45. Okay, so the switch comes with 4 gigabyte RAM. Okay, the CPU itself is a quad-core 2 GHz ARM CPU, right? And then it also comes with a dual redundant hot swap power supplies. Okay, and 4 of the fans are hot swap as well. And it only supports RouterOS version 7, right? So the version 6 is no longer supported. I know that most of you in the market have been using MikroTik for a very long time. You like version 6, yes, but there are some features in the version 7 that is only can be supported in the newer software and newer kernel. So unfortunately, for example, this CRS812, it doesn't support RouterOS version 6. All right, so as usual, okay, all these ports are actually support multiple types of strips. You can see. Okay, so the 10G port usually is very well compatible until 1G. So 1G, 2.5G, 5G, 10G, right? And for the SFP56, support 1G up to 50G. Right? So 1G, 2.5G, 5G, 10G, 25G, and 50G. Okay, that's for the SFP56 ports, okay, which is 8 of them. And then we have 2 ports of QSFP56. Okay, so QSFP56 supports 40G, and 50G, 100G, and 200G. And the last, what we have been looking for is the QSFP-DD that will support up to 400 gig. Okay, and the QSFP56, QSFP-DD, okay, it also supports the breakout modes. So we know that MikroTik also supply a DAC cable that you could break out from 1 port to 4 ports. For example, from 40G to 10G, 4 of the 10G, or 100G to 4 of the 25G. So for the QSFP56, all right, which is support 200G, okay, could break out to 50G, 4 of the 50G for each of the port, right? And also the QSFP DD, it could support for 400G to break up to 1 gig. Okay, for the 100 gig. Okay, so CRS812 is the first 400 gig network switch that can support all this from 10 gig up to 400 gig ports in a simple, affordable, okay. And as you already know, the MikroTik devices, the pricing point is always affordable. Okay, so you don't have to break your pocket for that. Okay, so besides the switch, MikroTik also announced the DAC for the 400 gig, 1 meter, 400 gig, 3 meters, and also the 100 meters optical transceiver. Okay. Okay, so this is the specifications of the hardware. Okay. It's quite straightforward. Powering, you can have it has a 2 redundant power AC input. Okay. Okay, this is what I like. Maximum power consumption without attachment is 81 watt. Okay. And then the max power consumption with all the modules plugged in is 134 watt. So it's very efficient in power consumption. So that means that, well, you don't have to pay higher for electricity. Okay. And you can also use other means of powering up the device because it does not require high power. It also comes with the rackmount ears and the support ears, okay, the fastening set, and also the power cord. So for the Singapore market, we supply with the UK 3-pin plug. And for other markets, when you're ordering from us, you could tell us which kind of plug that you want, whether it's US or US 2 flat pin or the EU 2 round pin. So we could supply those okay, by shipping. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing that we would like to see. Okay. Now, as the purpose of this live video is to actually do the unboxing. Okay, so we received this expedite shipping from MikroTik. Okay, this is the original. We call it a big carton. Okay, so of course one carton is 1 unit, but this is the shipping packaging, where on one boxes itself, right, it contains 2 units of the CRS812-8DS-2DQ. Okay, so it's not very big, but it's quite heavy. I would say let's see on the packaging, does it tell you what is the what's the weight of this piece? Okay. Is C quantity 2? It doesn't say here. Okay, I'll provide in the comment later on, okay, for the actual weight of each of the units. So yeah, this box contains 2 units, okay, and the box that I have comes with the EU plug. Okay, as I mentioned, that we could supply 3 types of plug: US, EU, or UK plug. Okay. Now, let's zoom in, open up the box. Okay, I personally has not opened up this box yet, so yeah, I have no idea how it looks inside. I only know based on the label outside that the carton contains 2 units. Okay, and whatever we know is from the brochure. Okay, so let's start opening box. I will choose to a camera that is closer to this. Okay. See where is. Okay. Yeah, let's go. I think we need to drill down a bit on the. Okay, down. Yeah. Okay. So now let's open up this. Okay, fresh from MikroTik, and I'm sent as you guys. Let's see what's inside this box. Okay. 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 2 units for one carton. Let me take out 1 unit and then put one in the other unit aside. Okay. So as usual, all the MikroTik products packaging will come with one quick user guide. Okay. So one quick user guide, and then quick guide with the label of the serial number, username, password. Okay. Okay, a small enclosure for the cable. Okay, and also the mounting cable, the mounting ears, the screws. Okay. Power cable, two of the power cable. Mounting ears. See? And then front protector, back protector. Okay. So 4 fan, 2 power supply. Okay. Let me see if I could get it closer for you to see. Okay. So we have 400G interfaces, 2 of them. And this is a 200G. And then the 8 of the 50G. So these two are the 10G RJ45. Okay. And of course, come with the console port. All right. So the design itself, you can see that it's a bit different from any other products that we might see before. Okay. So there's a label on the bottom, 2 power supply. Okay. So the power supply is pluggable. Let's try to. Okay. So I'm guessing that this is probably similar power supply as they've been used in other models. Okay. So it's plugged. Oh, yes. Oh, it's much lighter after I took out the power supply. Okay. And the fan. Okay. The fan itself is screwed. So we have to unscrew it to pull it out for that, right? Okay. Let's pull back the power supply. I think the heavy part is the power supply. Yeah, we have to make sure that it's running 24/7 without any issue. That's why I must use a very good components on it. Okay. So, yeah. So again, simple. Okay. Okay, so I'll be here for some time. So that's all for our unboxing of the CRS812-8DS-2DQ. Sorry, I think earlier that I accidentally removed the audio for this streaming. Okay, so if you have any comments on this model, just feel free to visit our Facebook page, Alagas Network, okay, or MikroTik SG. Okay, just type any questions in pause or pause the question. Okay, well, besides the page, we also have a MikroTik at SG Facebook group that you could post any topic for discussion. Okay. So I'll be here for another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, just type in the comment that I'll try to answer. So, Alagas Network, we have been distributing MikroTik since 2011. So there is more than 14 years. If you have any questions on the MikroTik products, feel free to ask us. And all the products that purchase directly from us, we also come with a lifetime email support. It's only through so anything, any issues, you could always email us. Support at alagas.net for any technical issues. Okay. Yeah, pretty exciting with this switch. I know that we received feedback, okay, about the top configuration on this thing, but I would expect feedback on the products, and for MikroTik to review and be coming for a better product in the future, much better product. Okay, maybe more on the G port or under G port, right? Let's see what is the next switch product for MikroTik for the CRS800 series. Okay. So you guys have any questions on the CRS812? Or any questions on the MikroTik? Yeah, before I ended the live stream, okay, recently there's also a new videos that give us a sneak peek into the MikroTik production. So how do they come up with such product? How is the steps from prototyping until production, and where is the devices being produced after factory produce the goods? You should take on this thing, so you could see something. You could search, I think it should be inside the newsletter or one this reviews myself. Okay, so if there's no questions, okay, but remember you can pause anytime in our page, in our Facebook page, or you could email us, or you can contact us via the WhatsApp. Okay, any question on MikroTik? Okay, we'll try to answer. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Okay, so I will edit in 1 minute.